Hi, my name is attorney Erin Gersten-Zhang of EHG Law Firm, and today we're chatting with attorney Ansley Sluss. Ansley, welcome.
Hi there, I'm attorney Ansley Sluss with the EHG Law Firm. I'm so happy to talk to you.
Well, thanks for joining us, and I'm excited to talk about this because this is something that we get calls about this on a regular basis. We get to talk to so many people and help them through this where, you may have something on your record and you've heard that the laws have been changing or in flux and you want to know, hey, is it possible to get that added protection on your record? There's this one document that people can get and it will really help every law firm who they're calling give them good advice. And what is that document?
Right, it is the Georgia Criminal Information Center criminal record for you. It's called a GCIC report. You can get it from your local police department, but the problem is you have to ask the police department if they issue Purpose Code U GCIC reports. So the thing about the Purpose Code U is it will show restricted as well as unrestricted records. And restricted is the word that is used in Georgia to mean expungement. And the reason why it's restricted is because they don't want to imply that anything is getting actually deleted, because your entire criminal history is always going to be visible for criminal justice purposes. So for applying for the FBI, basically.
That was a great lawyer answer because it is so complicated. In Georgia, we talk about restricting a record, but on some level, you're always going to have a permanent record. There's no magic wand here that you can just wave and have it all disappear from all records. The government is always going to keep their record. So when you're running your background check and we're looking for whether or not you're eligible for any of these additional protections, we need to look at the same record the government's going to look at, which is the unrestricted one, which is this code. Say it again.
U. So the code is U as an umbrella. And it's also, you can use it as U as in only you can see it, because what is commonly given out to people is, and what most police departments will issue, and they'll only issue these, is the Purpose Code E, which E is for employment. So that is the purpose code that if you wanted to apply for a job and they asked you to authorize a criminal background check, they would be pulling a purpose code E. So that would not show any restricted records. But we need to see the restricted records because the reason why it was restricted and if it was restricted properly is really important in terms of what could be possible for that record if it's not been sealed yet, for instance, or if we need to correct a lot of things to move this along.
Yeah. And I think there's another good point that you made that's sort of embedded in what you just said, which is sometimes all you're looking for when it comes to your background check is you want to know what your employer is going to see if they've run that check, if you've given them permission to run a check, but that can be scary if you don't know what's going to be on it. But that's sort of the easier thing to get, the easier background check, because as Ansley said, that basic employer background check where they're not going to see the full deal, they're not going to see what the government sees, that's really easy to get. And you can just go into the police station and ask the police officer, hey, can you run a background check? You may want to go to their website beforehand because each police department might have a different way that they want you to come or hours that they want you to come. So I think that could vary. And we should point out, Ansley, because, for some of our dear clients, if you've missed a court date, like maybe you had a traffic ticket that you missed, and there's been a lot of that kind of going on these days, there might be a bench warrant out for your arrest. So this can go in the rare instances that that's a possibility. You just want to know before you go into a police station and ask them to run your record. If you missed your court for a speeding ticket, that could end, that could really interrupt your day. So you want to be careful.
Exactly. These records are typically between $15 and $25. And that's not, a whole lot of money, but it's still money. So that's why it's important to ask for the one that we need, not the Purpose Code E, because that will not help me.